She wasn't supposed to feel this way. Not for him. Not for her husband's best friend. The storm outside battered the house, making the windows shiver in their frames. Her husband, Michael, was gone for 2 nights on a business trip. And to keep her company, he had asked his oldest friend, Adam, to stop by. She hadn't thought twice before agreeing. After all, Adam had been around forever. He was family, safe, reliable, trustworthy, or at least, that's what she had always believed. But that evening, something felt different. The rain hammered against the glass like a restless drummer. Thunder rumbled so loudly it seemed to shake the floor. And inside, Adam's presence filled the quiet house, in a way that made her skin prickle. She noticed things she had never dared to before. The way his damp shirt clung to his shoulders. The way a strand of hair stuck stubbornly to his forehead. The way his eyes seemed to linger just a moment too long. She laughed at his silly joke, more nervous than amused, and their eyes locked, too long, too intense. Her heart skipped, heat rising to her face. She tore her gaze away, flustered. "Coffee?" she asked suddenly, desperate for an excuse to leave the room. "Sure," he said smoothly, though his eyes followed her into the kitchen, and for the first time, she didn't hate the way it made her feel. In the kitchen, she poured the coffee carefully, her hands trembling ever so slightly. Why was she nervous? This was Adam, her husband's best friend. But the more she tried to steady her thoughts, the faster her pulse raced. When she returned, she handed him the steaming cup. Their fingers brushed. Just a touch. Barely anything. Yet the contact sent a shock racing through her veins, leaving her breathless. She forced a smile, but her cheeks burned, and his eyes. His eyes told her he had felt it too. They sat in silence, sipping slowly. The clock ticked louder than usual. The storm outside roared, filling the gaps between every breath. And each passing second made the air between them feel heavier, charged with something dangerous. A sudden crash of thunder made her flinch. Adam chuckled softly. "Still afraid?" She rolled her eyes, trying to play it off. "I'm not afraid. Just startled." But then another rumble shook the walls, and she found herself leaning just a little closer. Too close. And he didn't move away. Instead, his hand slid over hers. "Warm and steady. Relax," he murmured, his voice low. Intimate. Her breath caught. Her heart stuttered. She knew she should pull her hand back, but she didn't. "Adam," she whispered, barely audible, warning and longing tangled in her voice. "Yes?" His gaze searched hers, steady, waiting. The silence stretched taut between them, and then, almost without thinking, he leaned forward. Her lips parted. Her pulse thundered louder than the storm. And then it happened. Their lips met. Soft at first, tentative, but then deeper, hotter, filled with years of unspoken tension breaking free. Her hands clutched his shirt, dragging him closer. His fingers traced her jaw, tilting her face as if she belonged to him. The kiss grew messy, urgent, desperate. It was wrong, so wrong, and yet it felt impossibly right. When they finally broke apart, both gasping, she stumbled back, her chest rising and falling in frantic waves. "What did we just do?" she whispered. Adam's eyes were dark, unreadable. "We crossed a line," he admitted. "But I don't regret it." Her stomach twisted, because deep inside, neither did she. The storm outside raged louder, as though echoing the storm inside her, and she realized this wasn't just a slip. It was the beginning of something she couldn't control. The next morning, sunlight filled the room, but it brought no comfort. Her lips still tingled from the kiss, her body still hummed with memory and the guilt. The guilt was unbearable. She barely slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw his face. Every time she tried to push it away, her heart betrayed her. In the kitchen, her hands trembled when Adam walked in, his hair still damp from a shower, his voice quiet. "Morning," he said. She couldn't meet his eyes. "Last night was a mistake," she forced herself to whisper, but even as she said it, she knew it wasn't true. Adam stepped closer, his voice low, urgent. "You don't believe that. I saw it in your eyes. You wanted it as much as I did." Her breath froze in her chest because he was right, and then the sound of a key turning in the front door. Her blood ran cold. Michael, he wasn't supposed to be home until evening. Adam's eyes widened. He grabbed his bag, whispering, "I'll go out the back." She nodded frantically as he slipped away just as her husband stepped in. "Surprise," Michael said cheerfully, dropping his suitcase. "Finished early." Her smile faltered. "Coffee?" she asked too quickly. But he wasn't looking at her. His gaze swept the room, the sofa, the blanket, the faint cologne in the air that wasn't his. "Was Adam here?" he asked casually. Her stomach tightened. She forced a laugh. "Just for a bit. To check on me, like you asked." But her voice cracked, and his eyes narrowed. That night, she lay awake beside him, staring at the ceiling. Her husband's breathing was steady. Her heart was not. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. A message from Adam. Just 3 words, "I need you." Her pulse spiked, and in that moment, she knew nothing would ever be the same again. Her heart wouldn't stop racing, even after Michael fell asleep beside her. The glow of Adam's message burned on her phone. "I need you." 3 simple words. But they carried the weight of 1,000 confessions. She locked the screen, pressing the phone to her chest as though that would silence the storm raging inside her. Michael stirred in his sleep, rolling toward her, an arm draping lazily across her waist. For a second, guilt crushed her. This was the man she had married, the man who trusted her, and yet, all she could think about was someone else. The next morning, things didn't feel normal. Michael watched her too closely. His questions seemed casual, but his eyes searched for cracks. "Did you eat dinner last night? Adam stayed long?" "Nothing unusual happened, right?" Each word tightened the knot in her stomach. She lied with a smile she didn't feel, but inside, panic clawed at her because she could sense it. He suspected something. Later that day, her phone buzzed again. Another message from Adam. "Can we meet?" "Just once. I can't stop thinking about you." She closed her eyes. Torn apart. She should delete it, ignore it. But her fingers hovered over the screen, trembling with want. By evening, she found herself standing in front of a cafe across town. Michael thought she was shopping. Her heart thought otherwise. And then she saw him. Adam. Waiting. Eyes locked on her the moment she stepped in. The air between them felt thick, heavy with everything left unsaid. They sat. No words at first, just stolen glances. Shaky breaths. Finally, Adam leaned in, voice rough with restraint. "I know it's wrong, but I can't let it go. That kiss. It wasn't just a mistake. It meant something." Her throat tightened, because she felt it too. Their hands brushed across the table. A spark ignited instantly, pulling her closer. Her pulse hammered in her ears. She knew they were crossing another line. And yet, she didn't pull away, but then her phone buzzed. A message from Michael. "Where are you?" Her chest constricted. Her eyes darted to Adam's, wide with fear. He saw the panic, but he didn't let go of her hand. "Choose," he whispered. "Him. Or me." The world seemed to freeze. The cafe noise faded. Her heart split in two, because no matter which choice she made, someone was going to get hurt. That night, she returned home. Michael was waiting, silent, watching, and on the table in front of him. Lay her phone, unlocked, message screen wide open, Adam's words glowing like fire. "I need you." Her breath caught, her world collapsed, and in that single, shattering moment, she realized the storm wasn't outside anymore. It was here in her own home.